Good evening. We are live. Thank you for joining. I am watching UFC 325, Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, the rematch. And I'm also watching boxing. So right now in the ring we have, in Brooklyn, New York, we have Bruce Carrington. He is fighting Carlos Castro for the, oh gosh, why does this keep turning? For the super featherweight championship of the world. Sorry, guys. And Tai Tuivasa just lost a fight to heavyweight Taliesin Teixeira by decision. Taliesin got a really nice takedown on Tai and then controlled him on the ground for a bit there. So if you're joining us, welcome. My name's D Hamaguchi. As you can see in the description, I am a pro fighter. So I love doing these live commentaries. I did a live this morning of my boxing workout. We do those early in the morning during the week, and then also a little bit later in the morning on Saturdays, because sometimes I want to sleep in. All right, so right now we are in the, I think, 8th round out of 12, Bruce Carrington versus Carlos Castro. And Castro really started coming on in the middle rounds. For whatever reason, Carrington put himself in the corner and got himself in a little bit of trouble. So up next in the octagon, we have Mauricio Ruffi versus Rafael Fiziev. I'm a big Ruffi fan. I do like the Fighting Nerds. I think they're fun group, interesting. Appreciate as a fellow nerd that they are willing to embrace their nerdiness. I don't really watch a lot of pro wrestling. Every now and again, if there's I guess a big event in any sport, I'll tune in. Like, for example, for the World Series with the LA Dodgers. In hockey, when Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's record, that was pretty cool. Yeah, whenever there's something major, I'll tune in. But Hammerhead, I guess you like pro wrestling, huh? All right, guys. Hey, how are you, anime boxer? Mostly we're here to talk just about combat sport, not so much about politics and stuff. So, yeah, if we could just stick to that, because otherwise it's just gonna get out of control. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to fix this stand here. I don't know why it's wobbling so much. I think I just have to tighten this. There we go. Okay. Technical issues. Thanks for your patience. Welcome, everybody. My name's D Hamaguchi. I'm a pro fighter. If you scroll down to the description, there's a link to one of my fights on YouTube on this same channel. A bunch of my other fights. Just look for the purple thumbnails. Those are actual full fights, shot with broadcast quality, not shot on someone's phone. All right, right now in the ring, Bruce Carrington is standing toe-to-toe with Carlos Castro right in the middle. I feel like one of Carrington's faults is he tries to be a little too cute in the ring. I almost feel like putting himself in the corner was, it's not really showboating, but it's kind of like that, Okay, so in all honesty, I didn't watch the first half of this fight, but it looked to me like Carlos could be starting to take over. Now, bear in mind that Carlos Castro came to Bruce Carrington's backyard at the Barclays Center. So he's fighting Carrington on Carrington's home turf. Right now, we're between fights in the octagon. Tai Tuivasa just lost decision, unanimous decision to Talison Teixeira from Brazil. Dustin, like I said to Anime Lover, I'm not really here to talk politics at all. Only here to talk about combat sports. Otherwise, it just gets too. I don't want. I'm not a political expert, so why do you care about my opinion on politics? I'm a combat sport expert. Okay, we are in round. Oh, sorry, we are in round. What are we at? 7 of 12. Okay, we're looking at the unofficial scorecard for the boxing match. Somebody has Castro up by 1 point. All right, in the cage we have Mauricio Ruffi making his way to the octagon. All right, as far as the politics goes, yeah, like, I mean, but there's always people who try anyways, so. But yeah, tell me, say hi if you're here. Tell me what fights you're interested in. Tell me if you got Volkanovski or Lopez, if you got Teo or Shakur. All right now in the ring, Carrington and Castro are still standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. I don't think this is a tactic that favors Carrington. I feel like even though Castro is this long, lean fighter, watch how he likes to work the body right here, and Carrington is, giving him that opportunity. Carrington just landed a nice jab to the body, but I just feel like Carrington's style is a little more suited to being the boxer on the outside. All right, move 3756 says they have Volk. I'm assuming you mean Volk by KL. It's probably autocorrect that put Volvo there, but all right. Thank you, RWZR. Said it. All right, now we have Fiziev making his way to the cage. He's wearing his, I guess that's a traditional hat he's wearing. Okay, so move 3756 is going for Volk and hoping for Teo. Yeah, I'm hoping Teo didn't burn himself out with all the pre-fight antics, All right, in the ring for a moment there, Castro had Carrington right up against the ropes. And again, not a good place for Carrington to put himself because he's just not that slick in either catching his opponent with his back on the ropes, and he's also not slick enough to kind of out-deke his opponent and then reverse the position. So, hello Serendipity, hello Little Mac Plays. How are you? Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining. My name's D Hamaguchi. We are watching UFC 325 and boxing at the Barclays Center simultaneously. All right, so apparently prior to these fights, Jarrell PED Miller won his fight. Surprised they're even still letting this guy fight. It's like, how many times has he gotten caught with PEDs? All right, Rafael Fiziev getting checked out before he steps in the cage. All right, Luke, we're not talking about politics here. We're just talking about combat sports. All right, now we got both fighters, Fiziev and Ruffi, in the cage, and they are cutting to commercial. In the ring, again, we got Castro and Carrington standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring. Again, I feel like this favors Castro. He's got the height and reach advantage, but he likes to fight on the inside. Interesting that Castro's very much bouncing on his feet. still, and he's got some nice work on the inside with his body shots. All right, so far we know that Move is going to go with Volk and Teo. What about the rest of you guys? Who you got in the main event? Volk or Teo? Or Volk or Lopez, Teo or Shakur? Okay, in the ring, both men kind of clinched up a little bit here. Carrington and Castro. Castro with the underhook, Carrington with the overhook, and the ref separates them. Right back to business. They're still standing toe to toe. Carrington just putting up the double high guard, which shows me that he figures he can counter Castro. Castro's being very smart, just sticking behind his jab. Double jab, jab to the chest, jab to the head. He's mixing up his jab targets well, and then he mixes up the rhythm, just like that. Okay, Castro just missed with a jab right hand, but again, nice jab to the chest. Castro weaves under Carrington's hook. Move 37-56. My thoughts on UFC Paramount. I mean, I actually bought the Paramount annual thing for, I can't remember what it was, like $90, because I got paid out from this YouTube channel in December, so I figured I could put that towards the Paramount subscription, and it's good for the whole year, right? That way you don't have to worry about buffering and stuff. All right, in the ring at the Barclays Center, Carlos Castro with some nice body shots. Now Carrington's trying to come alive a little bit. Oh, he just caught Castro with a nice right hand. And Castro returns a nice hard jab. Again, not sure why Carrington wants to stand toe-to-toe like this. Fancy him more of a boxer mover, but... Okay, and then in the ring, they're clenched up again. In the cage, the fight is now underway between Rafael Fiziev and Mauricio Ruffi. Both men presently in orthodox stance in the cage. Fiziev's using more of a distant guard. Just went for a head kick there and missed. Went for a low calf kick and missed. Ruffi with a long calf kick. Ruffi's definitely the longer, leaner fighter in this fight, just like Carlos Castro is a longer, leaner fighter in his fight. Not very much action here in the cage just yet. Both men still filling each other out. Fiziev came with a jab and Mauricio moved out to his right. Both men exchanged calf kicks. Fiziev's certainly making lots of upper body movements to kind of try to fake out Mauricio Ruffi. Ruffi's not really reacting to any of that. He's moving around laterally. Fiziev storms forward, lands a couple punches, tries to clinch up, but Mauricio spins out. They're back to center cage. Again, Fiziev with a lot of upper body movement here. Oh, and Ruffi comes in with a big knee, doesn't quite connect. Nice jab by Ruffi. Fiziev with a calf kick. Fiziev staying right on top of Ruffi as Ruffi tries to move around the perimeter. Now they're up against the cage. Ruffi has an underhook on Fiziev. Fiziev's back's on the cage. They're pretty much chest to chest, trying to punch with their free arm. In the ring, we are in round 9 of 12. Again, Carrington and Castro standing toe-to-toe. They're fighting for a world title. In the cage, Fiziev with a nice body kick. Ruffi connects with a nice power jab off a double jab. Again, Fiziev tries with a head kick and miss. So apparently the unofficial scorecard for the boxing match has Carrington up by a couple points now. That tells me that Castro's really going to... Oh my goodness! And just as I say that, Carrington lands 4-punch combination to drop Castro on the floor. He's flat out on his back. He is in a sit-up position, not able to beat the count. Wow, just like that. Carrington completely turned the tide on that. Congratulations to Bruce Carrington. He's the champion of the world. Nice 4-punch combination, just dropped Castro flat. Wow, that's going to be one of the knockouts of the year for sure. I wouldn't necessarily say, I was not thinking that Bruce was winning that fight at that point. All right, back in the cage. We got a minute and a half to go here in the opening round between Rafael Fiziev and Mauricio Ruffi. According to the stats given by the UFC, Fiziev is the favorite. Wow, so I was given Carrington stick for standing there toe-to-toe with Carlos Castro, but he did what he needed to do, so good for him. That's amazing. All right, in the cage at just under a minute, Fiziev's just staying right on top of Mauricio Ruffi, tracking him. Ruffi again tries for a big right knee, does not quite connect. Fiziev's making lots of uses of his upper body movement and head movement. Nice jab connects for Mauricio Ruffi. 30 seconds to go here. Ruffi with a nice 1-2 and a nice power jab. It's not deterring Fiziev at all. 15 seconds remain in the cage. Mauricio loads up on a big right hand again, lands a nice power jab from the outside. Ruffi's got to put these strikes together though, because Fiziev's just eating these shots and they don't seem to be having a bad effect on him. All right, well, in the ring, that surprised me for sure. I did not see that KO coming. Welcome to our live stream. My name's D Hamaguchi. We are watching fights at the Barclays Center. The main event is Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez. We're also watching the UFC325. We just finished the first round of Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Ruffi. Oh, they're showing Ruffi connecting with a nice head kick, followed by a right hand. Wow, that's quite a storybook win for Bruce Carrington. He was not necessarily walking through his opponent, but he gets a big knockout victory in front of his hometown crowd, Brooklyn. So, props to Bruce Carrington. Okay, back in action in the cage. Ruffi, one of the fighting nerds, versus Rafael Fiziev. Oh, nice spinning back attempt by Ruffi. And Ruffi connects with another long jab. Fiziev is completely unfazed by him, however. Ruffi's still the one on the outside trying to move around the edge of the cage. Or the perimeter of the cage, rather. Fiziev just staying right on top of him, making lots of feinting motions, tracking Mauricio as he tries to move lateral. Lots of feinting motions here from both gentlemen with spurts of exchanges. Yeah, Bruce Carrington, featherweight champion of the world. What a dramatic moment for him, for sure. Back in the cage, Ruffi again with a nice hard single jab from the outside. Fiziev staying right on top of Ruffi as Ruffi goes side to side. Fiziev with the inside kick. Both men exchange single jabs. There's 3 minutes left to go here in the second round. Again, Fiziev making lots of jittery motions, attempts to feint out Mauricio Rufy. Rufy's moving side to side on the perimeter of the cage. And again, Mauricio Rufy with a nice single jab. Oh, and he comes back with a nice 1-2. The thing is, Fiziev's closing distance, attempts a spinning back kick, completely misses. Now they're back to center cage. Rufy with a nice hard single jab. Rufy slips Fiziev's jab. Fiziev with a jab to the body. Calf kick attempt that doesn't connect. Rufy with the calf kick, right hand. And again, Mauricio's on the perimeter of the cage. Fiziev's right on top of him. Constant herky-jerky motion. Oh, Fiziev changed it up and tried a little left body shot. Oh, nice single jabs by Mauricio Rufy. Again, a single jab connects for Rufy. Oh, and then he connects with a 2, and then it goes to back fist, but misses. Nice change up to a left hook from Mauricio Rufy. Fiziev is unfazed, however. He's still coming forward, staying right on top of Rufy. Credit to Mauricio Rufy for picking his moments and placing his shots very precisely. Fiziev with a head kick attempt does not connect. And it was a right hand that was Castro's undoing. Carrington then connect. Oh goodness. Okay, so on the ground we have Rufy has Fiziev on all fours, trying to administer some ground and pound. If Fiziev's not able to respond here, and Fiziev gets up to his feet, but he's wobbled and injured, stumbles back, falls. He's got his back against the cage, and that's it. The ref stops it. Wow. Amazing. Wonderful finish by Mauricio Rufy. And Carrington caught Castro with a right hand. He then weaved under as Castro threw another punch, hit him with a body shot. Then I think he came with a left hook and another right hand. Something like that. But it was basically 4 punches put together that he knocked out Carlos Castro. So props to him. I questioned his game plan, but obviously his team knew what they're doing. So here's what happened in the cage. Rufy caught Fiziev with the right hand, which turned Fiziev around. Fiziev gave up his back on the feet and started walking away. Mauricio Rufy was just right on top of him, and once Fiziev was on the ground on all fours, he was doing ground and pound. Fiziev managed to get up to his feet, but Rufy was just right on top of him, knocked him down again, and that was it. With more ground and pound, the ref had to step in and stop. All right, so very dramatic win there. Okay, we got a little break in the action. I'm gonna have some veggie French fries. Well, I gotta say, really great game planning there, both in the boxing ring with Bruce Carrington and with Mauricio Rufy's team in the cage. It didn't necessarily look like either one of those men was winning the fight up until that point, but then they got the KO. They chose their moment when to unleash. I'm guessing Carrington's team knew that Castro would afford them that opportunity of standing toe to toe. Oh no, we got Malik Scott on the mic for boxing. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that his wife is also on the mic for DAZN. Kate Abdo, now Kate Scott. Anyways. And in the cage, it was Mauricio Rufi's right hand that was the beginning of the end for Rafael Fiziev. Very, very emotional Mauricio Rufi right now. Addresses the crowd. Daniel Cormier's on the mic with Mauricio Rufi.
Guys, I'm very happy to be here. I just want to say to everyone, my brother used to watch me fight. He's right here. I used to see him here in the crowd with me. He took his own life. Don't do this. Jesus is my Lord. Jesus is my Savior. Learn about Jesus. Meet Jesus. Fight Jesus. He'll save your life.
So, Mauricio makes an emotional appeal to the audience. He referred to the fact that his brother took his own life.
Let's take a look at your work here. You were measuring Fiziev with the jab, and then you dropped this beautiful right hand on him that put him down. Were you surprised that you were able to find him as frequently as you did? And did you expect to put him out like that? Dá uma olhada no replay, olha o seu jab. O seu jab estava funcionando maravilhosamente. Você estava só usando o jab para poder depois botar o cruzado direito. É o plano desse, olha o replay do back.
You know, my very first judo instructor used to always say, never turn your back on your enemy, and that's exactly what Fiziev did. He literally turned his back and ran away.
Foi o game, tudo que eu passei para chegar até aqui, mas o Senhor me capacitou e consegui uma grande vitória. Yes, there was a game plan, but the game plan wasn't the challenge. The challenge was a training camp. The training camp was very hard to be here, but I got through it and it paid off. And you spent a lot of time here in Australia. Hunter, Dana White, o que vocês acham de me colocar na Casa Branca? Pode me colocar contra o Perry Pimblett, pode me colocar contra o Conor McGregor. Tenho certeza que eu e Conor McGregor vai dar um show muito melhor que Michael Chandler e Conor McGregor. Hunter, Dana, you see me fight, you know my style. Who else? What about Perry Pimblett? How about everybody that can fight right now? I'm ready to put on a show.
Oh, it's funny. Rufi almost grabs the mic from Daniel Cormier. Sounds like Rufi called out Conor McGregor. I couldn't quite tell. Translator didn't translate that. Hey, welcome to the live feed. We are watching boxing in Brooklyn and UFC in Australia. Main event on the UFC card, 325, is Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, the rematch. Main event in New York is Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Oh, they got a fight. Zupa has fights tomorrow night. Jose Valenzuela. Oh, Alexander Bodzik is making a comeback, I guess.
Welcome back inside the Kudos Bank Arena, and there he's down the.
Are you guys gonna watch that boxing card tomorrow?
Anytime he was given a microphone, he was never going to pass up an opportunity to fight close to his home in New Zealand. And when someone that he promised a war in the press conference this week, Hooker responded with, "Don't tease me," with a good time. And I think that's
Up next, we've got Dan Hooker and Benoit Saint-Denis. Who do you guys have in this match?
God of War has been a little less energetic this week in my conversations with him. I couldn't help but notice a little military style language.
And in the boxing ring,
To his routine.
can't remember who it is.
He seems like a man who is prepared for war. He said that Hooker knows what he wants to do. He believes he knows what Hooker wants to do. So let's just all sit back and enjoy the show. Two of the most violent lightweights are ready to put it all on the line. Next, from
Who do you guys have, Dan Hooker or Benoit Saint-Denis? Right now we're on commercial break. We're doing a little highlights of Stevenson. I mean, I think Stevenson should be able to outbox Lopez. With Lopez, it's always a question of which Lopez is going to show up. How are you doing, Rust? What's going on, Braylon? Hello, Adam. Welcome. We are watching UFC 325 and we are watching Boxing in Brooklyn at the same time. Braylon, we're just here to talk about combat sports, so I'll leave all the other stuff out of it. Okay, right now, UFC and boxing, they're both just showing us some background info on the fighters. UFC showing us some of Dan Hooker's sit-down interviews and some of his highlights. Boxing's on commercial break. All right, so Move is saying Lopez can't cut the corner, but Shakur can. Yeah, for sure, Shakur's a better boxer, better footwork. Oh, hey, I also wanted to put up an appeal. Don't forget, you can always leave some jewels or super thanks through the live chat. We are just maybe looking to try to raise $5 because then that'll put me over the threshold to get paid out. Probably won't pay me out till March because it's going to be February tomorrow. So yeah, but at least I'll get paid out. That'll be cool. So if you guys have it, if we can scrape together $5 during this live stream, that would be awesome. All right, boxing, they're doing an ad for Garcia versus Barrios. UFC, we're still watching highlights of Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's been talking about violence all week, so I just wonder. Sometimes it goes the opposite way. Why does Mike Coppinger always look like he has a dirty diaper? All right, Benoit Saint Denis is making his way to the cage, hugging up his corner. Now Saint Denis getting some grease put on his face by the Cutman Petrosian. Thank you for the reminder, Jesse O. Always appreciate positive comments on this live stream. So thank you for that. All right, BSD is making his way into the cage. Sorry, Jesse O, we're talking about much more mundane things here. Talking about combat sports, so. All right. BSD from France is in the cage. We are now waiting for the hometown guy, Dan Hooker. And this stand-up interview in the boxing arena is going on way too long. Still not so sure I want to hear husband and wife team, Malik and Kate, with Mike, I got a dirty diaper, Coppington in the middle. Here we go. Dan Hooker is making his way to the cage. Actually, I misspoke. He's not a hometown guy. He's fighting out of New Zealand, so he's a Kiwi, but close, not too far from Australia. So, but no diss to any New Zealanders or any Australians. Don't mean to collapse two nations together. Hooker works with City Kickboxing. Now Dan Hooker is getting greased up by the Cutman Bob. Getting checked out by official. And now Dan Hooker steps into the cage. Okay, in the boxing ring, we have a slow entrance by, gosh, who is this? I forgot. Very slow ring walk. Ortiz. And he is taking on Keyshawn Davis. I am not sure if this, yes, this is Jermaine Ortiz. Not sure if this is a title fight or not, but he is facing Keyshawn. All right, we now have in the cage, we have both fighters, Dan Hooker and Benoit Saint-Denis. Dan Hooker fighting out of New Zealand and Benoit Saint-Denis fighting out of France. Okay, Hooker is 35, Benoit 30. Hooker has a 1-inch height advantage supposedly at 6 feet. So this is interesting in the Barclays Center. Keyshawn Davis gets to walk out with 2 cornermen, whereas his opponent, Jermaine Ortiz, just had to walk out by himself. So that's kind of strange. I think either both fighters should walk out solo or both fighters should get to be accompanied. Oh, my fault. Maybe Keyshawn's I don't know who he's being accompanied by. I guess maybe some rappers or something. I got the sound off because I don't really care to listen to all that. Okay, in the cage, Bruce Buffer is going through all the announcements. Hey, if you're here, thanks, welcome. Thanks for joining us for UFC 325 and for world-class boxing out of Brooklyn, Barclays Center. Oh, man. Buffer still dragging out these announcements. I wish this fight would get started. Okay, in the Barclays Center, we have Keyshawn Davis now in the ring. Yeah, I apologize. Those 2 guys that accompanied him out were just, I don't know, entertainers of some sort, because those were not his cornermen. All right. So in both cases, in the ring and the cage, we have the co-main event. Okay, Dan Hooker opens up with some probing jabs and head kicks. Benoit returns with an inside kick. Hooker's fighting out of orthodox, throws another big head kick. Benoit's fighting out of southpaw stance. Right away, Benoit shoots in, tries to get a double, does get Hooker down on the ground, but isn't able to capitalize on anything. Both fighters pop right back up. Benoit is tracking Dan Hooker. Dan throws a kick. Benoit grabs it, then tries to shoot in for a double. He has Dan against the cage, switches to a single. Dan defended. Reverse the position nicely. Looks like he stumbled BSD there for a second. Now BSD is against the cage. He edges his way off, but Hooker's putting pressure on him. And BSD is the one moving around a bit. I did some boxing this morning. You can check out the live stream on this channel, or you can check out my fight in the link in the description. Oh, Dan Hooker misses with a head kick. Both men standing at middle range here, but not... Oh! And Benoit storms in with a hard straight left. The men work into grappling position. Benoit's working hard to try to take advantage of that, but Hooker escapes. Benoit connects with another straight left. Oh, Benoit with a head kick and then shoots in for the... looks like he's going for a single. Oh, he doesn't have his hands connected. Hooker's got 2-on-1 with the hands. Hooker's against the cage, got 2 underhooks, reverses the position. Gets Benoit back against the cage. Thank you so much, Sanya. I really appreciate the 100. Really appreciate it. That's so awesome. Right, guys, we're looking to raise $5 on this live stream, because if we can do that, I will, I think, get paid out in March, because I'll hit my threshold uh, technically right at the very last day of January. And some nice shots exchanged there. Benoit Saint-Denis attempted to go for a judo throw, and he goes in for the Uchimata, doesn't get it. Hooker lands on all fours, but they're in, they work their way back to the feet. Hooker has double unders. Benoit goes with the whizzer, tries for the throw and gets it. Nice modified Harai Goshi. Benoit has Dan on his back. Benoit is in side control position. Dan is defending from BSD, passing to full mount. Now he's abandoned that strategy. Benoit was just trying to hit a little bit from side control position. Hard to tell what Benoit is working on here from this camera angle, but Benoit is doing a nice job of maintaining top control. Okay, now he's pinned Dan Hooker's arm with his shin. He's got his leg bent. Again, not a great camera angle for us to see what's going on here. Looks like he might be working on trying to secure the arm. Oh, but Hooker turns on all fours, stands up. BSD is right on him with clinch to a knee, elbow. Hooker going for some body shots. The men break apart, and now it's back to striking. Oh, nice straight left connect for BSD. BSD is in great shape. He's just storming, doesn't have the greatest technique. Oh, nice right uppercut from Dan Hooker. And again, they're in a clinch. BSD gets Dan down on his back. BSD's on his feet, doubled over like he's doing a down dog yoga pose, but hitting Dan Hooker as he goes. Okay, in the ring, we have Keyshawn fighting out of orthodox and Ortiz fighting out of southpaw. Both men exchanging nice sharp jabs in the ring. Okay, in the cage, that was it for the first round. It wound up with Dan Hooker on his back on the ground. All right, excuse me for 1 sec. Oh. All right, if you're here with us, thanks for joining our live stream. Please say hi so we know who's here. And thank you again to Sonia for the 100. Appreciate that. Okay, in the ring, both men, first round, scheduled for 12. So we have a righty-lefty matchup in the ring. And makes sense that both men are doing a lot of jab exchanges. Ortiz with a couple lead left hands. Keyshawn with a jab to the body. Keyshawn has his feet a little bit wide. Ortiz bouncing on the balls of his feet, in and out. Looks like Ortiz has the longer reach. Okay, back in the cage. This is turning into a really nice, a real fun fight here. The men exchange punches. BSD shoots in again. They scramble on the ground, get back up. BSD straight to tie clinch and knee. Another knee. Again, BSD pressures. Hooker goes in for the double, doesn't get it, and for a moment, Hooker had BSD on his back, but yeah, BSD is in excellent shape. Just gone right back up. Hooker tried some type of sacrifice throw, wound up on his back. Not a good position at all. BSD is just doing ground and pound with the elbow from right now from high full mount. Elbows. This is very difficult to defend from. Oh gosh. And now BSD's going for the Is that an Americana? Dan's got his arm straightened out. Did not work. But BSD has full mount. He's got Hooker's head and arm. He can wait here or he could go for the triangle choke. Not a good position for Hooker. He's just trying to hit with his free hand. Okay, in the ring, Keyshawn and Ortiz still mostly just feeling each other out, not throwing a lot, throwing jabs, but okay, in the cage you still have 3 minutes to go here. BSD has Hooker in full mount again. He lets him up, administers some elbows, and then goes right back to the head and arm triangle, arm triangle. He's going for the choke. Herb Dean's watching very carefully. Dan is still with us here. Yeah, BSD is just slowly shifting his weight down. We'll see if he can get this choke. Okay, in the ring, Keyshawn has got Ortiz up against the ropes. Ortiz comes in, grabs around his waist. Oh, this is not looking good for Dan Hooker because, yeah, BSD's just been very patient here at easing his weight off to the side. Dan is doing a good job of defending now. BSD looks like he's switching. Gonna go for the rear naked maybe. Oh, no, he's going back to full mount position. No, and then he switches back. So, yeah, he's kind of trying to fake out. That was a smart move because he got in a little tighter, I think. He may not get this triangle choke, but he's clearly winning this round. 2 minutes to go here. Doesn't look good for Dan Hooker because he can't defend from this position. Now BSD's just going for the ground and pound from full mount. In the ring, Keyshawn had Ortiz up against the ropes. Ortiz presses his way off. Just under a minute and a half to go here for Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Again, Saint-Denis still has Dan Hooker in full mount, throwing elbows from above. Hooker's covering up. A minute to go here. Might be just a matter of time before referee Herb Dean stops the fight. Oh, nice move. Dan Hooker does try to sit up, but in so doing, Saint-Denis goes for the head and arm again. Doesn't quite get it. In the ring, both men standing toe-to-toe. Keyshawn Davis fighting out a righty. Jermaine Ortiz fighting as a lefty. Back in the cage, we've got 30 seconds remaining. Benoit Saint-Denis just very patient, throwing lots of ground and pound. I think Herb Dean is telling Dan he has to do something. BSD is just peppering away at Dan Hooker. And with 17 seconds left, Herb Dean stops the fight. I can't argue with that. Dan just had nothing there. So, congrats to Saint-Denis. Had a really nice game plan, and he is in excellent shape. Gotta take my vitamins, you guys. That was a kind of odd takedown attempt from Dan Hooker. I'm not sure why he did that because he put himself on his back, so that was kind of weird. So big congratulations to Benoit Saint Denis from France. That was a very decisive one-sided win for him versus Dan Hooker. Now we're watching an ad from Kevin Hart for gambling. All right, third round in the boxing ring. Things are starting to heat up a bit here. Both Ortiz and Davis are putting a little more juice on their punches now. Davis was a hard jab to the body, hard jab to the head. All right, in the ring, Jermaine Ortiz starting to get a little cute here, drops both hands, starts dancing around a little bit. Don't know if he's just trying to hype himself up or try to get inside Keyshawn Davis's head, but Davis has remained focused. High double guard, jab right hand. When they clinch, the men keep clinching up though. I think a lot of that has to do with the righty-lefty stance. Nice four-punch combination by Ortiz. Davis responds with a single jab, a counter right hand. Nice hard jabs by Davis though. What I don't like is that Davis does have his feet a little bit too wide. I don't really like that Ortiz is starting to showboat a little bit here, drop his hand and put him out wide, like as if to say what, you know? Oh, and that's the round. This is a fun fight in the Barclays Center right now. All right, at the Barclays Center, they're cutting to people in the crowd. I have no idea who these pseudo-famous people are, if they are in fact pseudo-famous. Anyways. Thank you for joining. That's it for my French fries, veggie fries, whatever. We are watching boxing at Barclays Center, and we're watching UFC 325. All right, the co-main between Dan Hooker and BSD just ended. BSD got the win with a stoppage TKO victory. He had Dan Hooker on his back in full mount for quite some time and just patiently administered ground and pound from top position. Back in the ring, we are in round 4 of 12. Jermaine Keyshawn Davis. All right, and Keyshawn just overshot with a big right hand. Jermaine starting to get a little showboaty here, dropping his hands, waving them around. There's been a lot of clinching. Well, I shouldn't say there's been a lot of clinching, but when both men come together, because they're southpaw right-handed matchup, they tend to fall into a clinch. At this point, I would say Ortiz is the more busy fighter, but the question is he being more accurate? Uh, yes, Adam, thank you for recognizing I probably screw up the YouTube algorithm. I don't think it understands that you could be female, smaller, older, Asian, and also be a legit boxer, you know? Most of the fight commentators out there are dudes that you could tell they never even played a game of hopscotch, let alone football, American or European, and they definitely never even stepped inside a combat sport gym. So appreciate that, Adam. Please do consider subscribing and hitting the bell. And guys, yeah, if you're enjoying my live streams or any of my other videos, please do help us beat the algorithm and share the videos with your friends who are also into combat sport. It's greatly appreciated. All right, back in the ring. We are in the fourth round, scheduled for 12, between Keyshawn Davis, an Orthodox fighter, versus Jermaine Ortiz, a Southpaw. In the cage, we are waiting for the main event, but right now we're on commercial break, and it seems that with the Paramount platform, there's a lot of ads, so it might be like 6 ads before we get back to the action. Move. Why do you feel self-conscious? All right, so I think we are now. UFC's shown us a build-up for March 7th, which is Charles Oliveira come back to fight. All right, back in the ring. Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. This is round 5, scheduled for 12. And Jermaine is using a lot of stuttery motions. Right now he's using a semi-shell guard. The men fall in together. Ref has to break them apart. In the cage, we are waiting the main event. Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, the rematch. Who do you guys have for UFC 325? Jermaine with a nice double jab right hand. Keyshawn misses with his counter uppercut. The unofficial scorecard has Davis up 3-1, 3 rounds to 1. Yeah, I think Ortiz is going to need a very decisive victory if he wants to get a win. Oh, nice jab to the body, right hand upstairs for Keyshawn Davis. Oh, and Ortiz comes in but slips and lands on the canvas for a moment. That's definitely not a knockdown. Oh, nice 1-2 from Keyshawn Davis. Jermaine with that half shell defense and pawing jab. I don't know that either of those tactics are serving him very well here, because even though there might be less activity from Keyshawn, he's landing the more effective punches. And that's what Ortiz should focus on doing, I think. All right, we're looking at some promo material for Lopez Volk 2. Oh, Keyshawn's really starting to open up a little bit now. Ortiz is doing all this fainting motion, but Keyshawn's throwing his hands, so all the antics don't score you points. All right, they're still showing us promo material for Diego Lopez, including his big win over Silva. Now I'm watching footage of Volk training and some of Volk's fights. Aldo, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway. Okay. Okay, back in the ring now. We are in the 6th round, scheduled for 12. Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis. Even though we have more activity coming from Jermaine, I feel like Keyshawn has landed the more effective punches, so he does deserve most of the rounds at this point. All right, in the UFC cage, we are waiting the walkouts for Diego Lopez and Alex Volkanovski. Again, Ortiz starting to showboat, drop his hand. He got his hands dropped. He's kind of jumping in and pot-shotting. I guess that's just part of his personality, but I don't know that those antics are going to help him win this fight. Showboating doesn't get you any points, and it doesn't do any damage to your opponent, so. Nice double jab for Jermaine, but he needs to come right up behind it. And instead of being able to follow through with punches, he winds up clinching, so. He's got to figure out a way to maintain angles off of his double jab and not just fall into Keyshawn and clinch. Oh, Keyshawn with a nice jab. Jab right hand. And Ortiz kind of waves him in like, yeah, come on. I mean, maybe those are tactics that Ortiz has to do to psych himself up, but you know, when it comes to the fight game, you don't want to spend energy doing stuff that's not necessary. Oh, Ortiz almost got caught with a big shot there by Keyshawn as he's messing around trying to close distance here. Oh, nice left hand by Ortiz. One punch landing, though, isn't going to be enough. He's got less than 20 seconds to go in this 6th round scheduled for 12. Nice single jabs by Keyshawn Davis. Okay, in the cage, Diego Lopez is getting greased up by Cutman Petrosian. Now he's getting checked by the official. All right, and that was the conclusion of the midway point for Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis. We now cut to footage of Teofimo Lopez chatting it up with somebody, I'm not sure whom. Diego Lopez has entered the cage, and I guess they are showing us footage, presumably from his hometown, of a big crowd gathered to watch this fight live. Very popular guy, Diego, with his very interesting haircut. All right, guys, help me out here. I don't recognize who Teofimo Lopez was just talking to, but I assume they're somebody important. All right, who you guys got in this main event, UFC 325? You got Volk or you got Lopez? Let us know in the comments. I mean, I'm rooting for Volk for sure. All right, in the ring, this is a 7 round scheduled for 12. Ortiz is still bouncing on his feet, looking very lively. Occasionally, he's dropping his hands all the way down. But the unofficial scorecard has Keyshawn Davis up 5 rounds to 1. And I would tend to agree with that. Oh, Keyshawn just nailed a nice hard power jab. So in spite of the fact that Davis is really not throwing a lot of volume here, he is in fact landing the more effective punches. All right, now we got Volk making his way to the cage. Thank you for joining me for this live stream of UFC 325 and boxing in New York at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Volk smiling with the Australian flag as he makes his way to the cage. Looks very happy, very excited. He's got a big smile on his face. Volk acknowledging the crowd as he makes his way out to the cage. Fist bumping people in the audience. Okay, in the ring, Ortiz seems to really favor kind of an up jab. It's really not a power jab. So, again, something that may or may not really work to his favor. Because Davis has a really nice hard power jab. And just as I was saying that, Davis opened up with the lead left hook. He stuck his tongue out at Ortiz, so there's plenty of taunting going on here in the ring and at the Barclays Center. Oh, very nice jab right hand lands for Keyshawn Davis. Jermaine Ortiz trying to do, again, a little showboating, got the hands dropped, steps in, throws a straight left. I mean, I think Jermaine Ortiz has a lot of skills. I feel like he's just not using them effectively, and he's got his focus on the wrong thing, which seems to be he wants to taunt Keyshawn and just showboat, which isn't going to help him. All right, Alexander the Great Volkanovski is now in the cage. All right, couldn't really make any corner advice for Keyshawn Davis, but it sounded like Jermaine's corner was saying keep your hands up, which is good advice for sure. Okay, this is now round 9, scheduled for 12. We are 2 rounds before the championship round. So again, Ortiz starts off with a kind of a half shell guard, both men standing in the center of the ring. Throwing single jabs. Nice good stiff power jab by Keyshawn Davis. That jab might win Davis this decision. still standing toe to toe and kind of just eyeballing each other at the center of the ring. Not a lot of excitement here, but it's almost like Davis is going to win this fight by not being exciting, but just by being precise. Okay, we've got to wait for the official announcement of Volkanovski and Lopez in the cage. Okay, in the ring. Ortiz still keeping his lead hand low, dancing a little bit. And Keyshawn, again, just throwing single shots. A little bit of grappling and twirling there for a moment. Referee warns Keyshawn. And we have about a minute to go here in this 9th round, scheduled for 12, in the boxing ring in Barclays Center. Jermaine Ortiz expending more energy, but not being more effective in the ring in terms of landing good hard shots. Davis is throwing fewer shots, and he's throwing single jabs at a time, but when he tries to connect, he connects with a hard shot. And again, I'm not a fan of how far apart Keyshawn has his feet. I feel that doesn't help a boxer to move around very well when they got their feet too wide. But Davis has kind of got this minimalist style where he just gets out of harm's way just barely, and then for his moments to attack. And when he attacks, it might only be 1 or 2 punches, but quite often they land pretty hard. Okay, so that was the 9th round. We're headed into the final 3 rounds of this fight between Keyshawn Davis and Jermaine Ortiz, the southpaw. All right, so okay, can't really hear the corner work, unfortunately. I think Davis's corner is telling him to work off the jab and to use his feints. All right, and we're about to get started here with Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski. All right, Lopez and Volk both fighting out of orthodox stance. Both men kind of sizing each other up here from mid-range. Both men exchanging low inside kicks, but not really connecting. Lopez using a lot of feint jabs. Feint jab motions not meant to connect. Volk is the one moving around. Lopez is tracking him. In the ring, at least Ortiz is starting to hold his hands up a little bit higher now. Right hand low. Okay, Lopez with the low calf kick, but Volk moves his leg out of the way. Volk with a kick attempt, doesn't connect. Volk with the inside kick attempt. Diego with the body shot kick attempt. Volk shoots in but misses completely. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? All right. Lopez just throwing punches that are about a foot away from Volk's head, so he's not trying to connect. Okay, back in the ring, we are, gosh, are we now in the 9th round or 10th round? 10th round, scheduled for 12, between Jermaine Ortiz and Keyshawn Davis. And for now, for some reason, Jermaine has switched to righty. Oh, now he switches back to lefty. Okay. So now Jermaine is hiding behind the high double guard and trying to weave under and land some hard body shots. Right, in the cage, Volk and Diego starting to stand a little bit closer. Diego with a low calf kick. Halfway point of the first round. Scheduled for 5 here. Main event of UFC 325 in Australia. Alright, Lopez switching from lefty to righty stance. Oh, Lopez misses with a right hand left hook. Out of orthodox stance. And that's the 10th round in the ring. So now we're into the championship rounds in Barclay Center, Brooklyn. Alright, Teofimo's playing with that goofy ball attached to a headband thing and then warm up as part of his warm up. Lopez using a lot of push jab type motions that aren't meant to connect. Minute and a half to go here in this opening round at UFC 325. Volk shoots in for a double, pushes Diego back to the cage. Volk looks like he has the body lock. Diego's defending with a wizard grip. Volk's not really able to advance this. Diego's using his leg well to post against Volk. He gets off the cage and now they're back to center. Alright, in the ring at the Barclays Center. We are now in the 10th round, scheduled for 12. Less than a minute to go here for opening round of Volk versus Lopez. Hard round to score because very little has happened, but just as I say that, Volk lands a nice hard jab. It might be these closing moments of the first round that determine who wins this round. Volk deflects one of Diego's body kick attempts. Both men right in the center of the cage here now. 10 seconds to go. Volk circling around again, blocks one of Diego's body shot kicks, and that's the round. There wasn't a lot that happened there, but I think we might have to give that to Volk just based on the fact that he connected a couple of times. All right, in the ring, this is not such an interesting co-main here between Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz. Again, Ortiz is now fighting out a righty stance. Sometimes I feel like when fighters keep switching stances that they run out of ideas from the regular stance.
When he goes southpaw, change up to yeah. Change it to side. And more looks. If you want to get that.
All right, so Volk's corner is asking him to switch stances when Lopez switches stances. That's an interesting strategy. All right, here we go. Second round of the main event, UFC 325, Volkanovski versus Lopez. And they start the round out both in orthodox stance. Oh, in the ring, Keyshawn just connected with a nice short little hook. Both men standing toe-to-toe. Ortiz puts up the high double and then tries to counter. Now Ortiz switches to a semi-shell guard, but drops his lead hand. Ortiz misses with a big left hook out of righty stance. And that's the round. Right in the cage. Volk is staying righty. Lopez switched to lefty for a moment and then switched back to righty. Volk with the inside kick. Volk is the one moving around the perimeter. And the cat came to visit. Volk staying really focused here. Lopez is throwing a lot of air punches just right in front of Volk's face. I guess he's just trying to occupy the space. The fighters exchange kicks. Volk circling around, connects with a calf kick. Diego returns the favor. Diego now fighting out of righty stance, still using a lot of those air punches right in front of Volk's, about a foot and a half in front of Volk's face. Oh my goodness, and in the ring, the referee had the doctor check Ortiz's eye because he's got a fair amount of swelling above his left eye. And the ref deems Ortiz well enough to continue. Championship rounds now, I think. We are in the 11th round. Yep, we are in the 11th round, scheduled for 12. Keyshawn Davis making minimalist work of Jermaine Ortiz. Okay, in the cage, we're at the halfway point of the second round. Volk is the one moving around on the outside. He's being quite patient, not wasting any energy. Lopez storms in with the three-punch combination, and just then Lopez lands a sneaky little straight left. Volk is using his footwork very well to stay just out of range here. The thing is, Volk has to figure out how he's going to connect on Lopez. Oh, and just there, Volk did what his corner asks, which is because Lopez was switched to southpaw. Volk does a step in left switch and closes distance with a shot. I mean a punch, not a double leg shot. Right in the cage, Keyshawn has Ortiz putting him in the corner, throwing a big overhand right. In the cage, we still got Volk moving around around the perimeter of the cage while Diego tries to track him. Volk misses with an overhand right but connects with a calf kick. Oh, very nice footwork by Volk. He switches again. He switches to southpaw just like his corner was asking. But right now they're in an open stance, so Volk is not switched up. I think he's going to switch when he wants to attack. And just then, Diego shoots in for a single, works Volk back to the cage. Oh, but Volk gets a guillotine grip, jumps to full closed guard around Diego's waist. Diego takes Volk down to the ground. Volk hugs Diego's head. Volk still has Diego in closed full guard. Switches to kind of a butterfly guard, back to all fours. But Diego tries to take Volk's back now. He's got one hook in, going for the body lock with his legs. Got rear naked choke position on Volkanovski. The elbow's not under his chin though. Volk has a big grin on his face as the bell goes, and that's the end of that round. Likewise in the ring, that's the end of that round. And Ortiz's eye is looking really swollen now. I'm wondering if they're going to let this continue. I'm a little surprised that his cut man didn't do a better job of keeping that swelling down. Seems to be a lost art of how to keep swelling down. Cut man isn't just supposed to be there for cuts. It's his job to keep that swelling down. Oh yeah, in the highlights in the cage, they're showing a nice overhand right by Alex Volkanovski. Oh, and in the ring, did they just stop the fight? They're gonna let Jermaine Ortiz come out for the final round. The doctor's checking out Ortiz's swollen left eye. Wow, he's really taking his time. He's whispering something to the ref, so that doesn't look good. Oh. The ref is saying something to both fighters, and I guess we're on for the 12th and final round in the ring. All right, in the cage, second round underway here, or rather third round underway. Again, Diego comes out southpaw. Volk is in righty stance. Diego's got a big smile on his face. Oh, just lost my boxing stream, so bear with me. Regardless, I think Keyshawn Davis walks away with this fight. And in the cage, Volk is still moving around on the outside, throws a calf kick. Diego's the one trying to track him. Volk is very patient, very poised. He's parrying Diego's shots when Diego actually tries to connect. Diego was there with a little calf kick. In this closing round in the ring, in the Barclays Center, Keyshawn has got Ortiz pressed back against the ropes. Making good work with his jab and his body shot. Tries for a big right hand, but that does not connect. But still, Jermaine is getting pressed against the ropes here. Keyshawn looks like he knows he could have his way. In the cage, Volk throwing some nice hard jabs. Volk and Diego Lopez are standing right in the center of the cage. Volk with a series of single jabs does not connect, but he does connect with a 1-2 and another 2 that really hurt Lopez. Lopez nods as if to say, come on. Volk jumps in for the single. Lopez jumps up though. Volk shoots in again. Does not get the takedown, but he does get into a clinch. I think Lopez is hurt. Or he was hurt by those 2 nice short... Oh, and beautiful 1-2 from Volkanovski. Another jab from Volkanovski. 2 minutes to go in this third round. In the ring, there's about a minute and a half to go here. Volk loads up on a big overhand right and misses that shot. For some reason, he looked up at the big screen, I think. Volk with a nice hard jab. In the ring, the closing moments, last minute, men clinch up. UFC325, Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez are standing right at the center of the cage. Volk just being really patient, using his footwork to get position. Volk is circling around in a clockwise manner. In the Barclays Center, I expect this to be more or less a shutout for Keyshawn Davis. I mean, at most they could give Jermaine Ortiz probably 2 rounds. Oh my goodness, and that's it. Keyshawn gets the KO victory. The ref weighs it off when Ortiz takes a knee. Holy cow, he didn't even bother finishing the count. I think they know Ortiz just can't really see out of that eye. All right, Diego Lopez starting to come alive here in the closing moments of round 3. I feel Lopez is down 2-0 for the first 2 rounds. And I believe he is losing this round as well. Lopez comes in with a body kick attempt. And that's the 3rd round. Yep, so I got Volk up 3-0. Wow, congrats to Keyshawn. He got the stoppage in the 12th and final round.
There was a slip. Yeah. Now,
You lead hand side to find home now.
even if you just touch with that jab, yeah?
Okay, hey,
Even if you slap that hand across.
tip over southpaw. But like this one. Just strike it back up, because he's putting his head down. So you always hit him at the top of the head, because you look at that. Okay. He's got like that. And then you move it.
Okay, that's what we saying.
Right here, you see Volkanovski with a nasty right hand that landed on Diego.
Here on the highlights are showing Volk with those 2 right hands. Second one kind of caused Diego to stumble. All right, here we go. 4th round, scheduled for 5. Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez.
Had their moments in rounds 2 and 3. Round 1, easier to score.
So as I said before, now it's time for Diego. He's gonna get creative. He's gonna take chances. I'll play safe. Volkanovski trying to get over for the fight.
The live odds seem to be swelling.
All right, so it looks like it was a body shot from Keyshawn that had got the delayed reaction for Ortiz to take a knee, and as soon as he took a knee, the ref waved it off immediately. All right, Volkanovski tracking Diego. Diego just throwing out these air punches. Volk is parrying those air punches and then coming back.
Seems like Volk's giving the takedown strategy.
I think Diego knows he's got to pull some kind of change up here. Notice that Volk is basically winning this fight based off his jab. Volk with a calf kick, back to the jabs, upstairs. Oh, nice 1-2 by Volk.
It's almost a delay right here. So he hits you with the jab, and instead of throwing it right behind you with the jab, he lets it stop for a second. So then he comes there, so
That's how you catch me.
when you throw 1-2, guys kind of move their head right.
Volk now bouncing on his feet,
When you give that slight,
changing angles a bit.
it gives the guy comfort in knowing that it's not coming right away. And then you hit him.
Diego bouncing on his feet as well.
Sometimes Lopez has potentially hurt Volkanovski, but champion
Volk's the one still moving clockwise, and Diego's tracking.
numbers fairly close.
Oh, calf kick, then right hand connects for Volkanovski. Lopez attempts a body kick.
Combinations again with the footwork. Stay very disciplined. Circling to the left constantly.
Diego with a calf kick, thigh kick attempt. Volk still circling. I don't know what kind of post-fight interview Keyshawn is giving because we got him muted, but more power to him. That was a nice win. Oh, Volk with a nice long jab there off a calf kick. As jittery as Diego is, he's just not throwing punches with bad intentions enough. I mean, it's fine to throw out some decoys there, but he's like 98% decoy, not a punch with bad intentions. So that's what's missing, I think. Diego with the calf kick. Volk is just being patient here. Volk comes in with a hard short right. A minute to go here in this fourth round, scheduled for 5. Main event of UFC 325 from Australia. Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, the rematch. Guys, if you appreciate these videos or live streams or my live workouts or any of my fight breakdowns, please feel free to leave a super or a gift. Every penny helps. Thank you to Sonia who left us a 100. And our goal is to raise $5 on this live stream. If we can do that, I'll be set for the month of January. Whoops. Okay. We got an official timeout here, but it's over. Okay, so back to the action in the cage. Here's the cat. Lopez fighting out a righty. Lopez and Volkanovski right in the center of the cage. Nice jab from Alex. Diego switches back to righty. He switched to lefty, back to righty. I don't know that this is really serving him that well. Oh, and Diego storms forward and gets clipped with a little left hook from Volk. He seems determined to keep up that pressure once he gets going. Oh, Diego throws a head kick and misses and slips. And that's the fourth round. All right, and maybe my cat will get out of the way. Doesn't really matter because we are between rounds here. UFC 325. Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. I would say Volk is up. At the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, we are awaiting the main event, which is Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Okay, I couldn't understand what Volk's corner was telling him. Not fluent in Australian English, I guess. Let's see how this fight closes out. Fifth and final round, Alex Volkanovski fighting in his home country of Australia versus the ready and willing and able Diego Lopez. Center cage, we got Volk still circling around clockwise, using some very nice footwork. Lopez just hasn't been able to figure out how to cut the cage off from Volk here. Now Volk starts advancing forwards to press in on Diego Lopez. Lopez is fighting out of orthodox. Inside kick by Volk. Followed up with a jab. Diego puts together a 1-2, but Alex just circles away. Alex shoots in with the single, gets the takedown. Lopez looks like he's trying to secure a guillotine choke. Volk escapes out to the side. Lopez was persisting with the headlock, but they're both up on their feet, back to striking. Nice Volk with a nice jab. Now Volk circling counterclockwise. They get into a clinch. Volk has Diego up against the cage. Got an over-under. Gets a Kosoto Gake takedown. Diego's on all fours, starts to get up. Got two hands on the ground, I think. Yeah, but Alex has his back. Alex has Diego's back. Diego fought the hands, broke them free, but Volkanovski still got Diego pressed up against the cage. Diego has one underhook. Volk has the whizzer on that side. Now Diego's going for the body lock. Volk is defending, but Diego gets the throw. Nice work by Diego there. Diego scrambles to get, he's got one hook in. Tries to get Volk over. Volk scrambles to all fours. Volk stands up. Diego still has a body triangle with his legs. Volk is fighting Diego's arm. Volk is trying to dump Diego off because he actually doesn't have the body triangle. Diego does have one hook in, it looks like. Oh no, now he gave up the hook. Volk fighting the hands, reverses it. Diego's on his knees in double takedown position. Props to Diego for being able to elevate Volk for a bit there. So Diego with one under, Volk with one under. Volk has a body lock with Diego against the cage. Some nice standing grappling here. Minute 34 to go here in this closing round of UFC 325. Both men try for a throw, they don't get it though. Volk now has Diego up against the cage. Diego's got his head against the cage. He's fighting Volk's arm. Trying to get like Kimura grip to go for a judo throw, but that did not quite, oh, actually did work. He got Volk off, but he didn't get secure the position. Looks like Diego's trying to go for an armbar now from bottom position. Volk is going to try to compress Diego. Diego's on the bottom, but he does have a good armbar position. Oh, no, Volk breaks it. But Lopez is now in a really bad position where Volk has him in like reverse full high mount. Volk is gesturing out to the crowd because he's facing out of the cage. Diego's trying to scramble from that position, but it's really difficult. Okay, now he pushes Volk off. Volk stands up on 2 feet. There's less than 10 seconds to go here. Diego's trying for a leg lock position, but he's not going to get that. And Volk breaks 3, gets Diego into side control, and that's the fight. So I think it's a walk-away victory here for Alex Volkanovski. He raises both hands in victory, and I think that's accurate. All right, in the boxing arena, Teofimo is gloved up. He's shadow boxing with his boxing robe on, and we are waiting for this main event. Teo, always the showman, gesturing to the camera for laughs, I guess. Very stylish boxing robe on Teofimo. He's got black robe with gold highlights. It looks like the Brooklyn Bridge is on his back. You got Shakur just sitting and resting. I don't know how much longer I can sit here and wait for this main event, but appreciate you guys stopping by. My name's D Hamaguchi. I'm a pro fighter, There's a link to one of my fights in the description. If you want to see the rest of my fights, just go onto my channel, look for all the thumbnails that have purple outlines. Those are all full fights. Most of them are shot with broadcast quality, so in other words, not on someone's cell phone. A lot of those fights were actually shown on TV, so they're high quality camera work, etc. All right, here we go for the official announcement of Volk versus Lopez 2.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 49-46, and 50-45.
49-46 twice and 50-45. Lopez can't believe it. And still, for sure. Yeah, Volk definitely won that fight, no doubt about it. Volk goes over to hug up Diego Lopez. I think if nothing else, it's got to be a learning lesson for Diego. I would say he's got to learn how to be more effective with his strikes, not just throw volume for the sake of throwing volume. All right, DC is about to interview Volk. And we are waiting for the main event at Barclays Center. Hopefully it doesn't take half an hour for this fight to start.
I can tell you that. Camp, was a lot of things going on in there, and we pushed through. The beautiful is, as I always said, the virtue is the privilege. I love it. Sometimes things go wrong, and I'm like, let's go. It's more of a challenge, and it makes me fly now even more. And then with a young humble guy like that in there, man, I wanted to take him out. I wanted to grab a hold of him and put him down, but he's strong. And I didn't want to stand for 25 minutes, I'll be honest. But we got the job done, so it's all good.
It sounds like Volk wanted to get it finished, but he said he just couldn't. So.
How filling is that to walk into the octagon and have these people just losing their absolute mind?
All right, finally in the ring we have Michael Buffer making his announcements. I guess we're gonna also have to listen to the national anthems and all that stuff, so this could be a minute. All right, guys, who do you have in the main event for boxing? Do you have Teofimo or do you have Shakur? I mean, I'll always cheer for Teo because I think he's entertaining, but I think Shakur should outbox him, provided he has a decent game plan. I'm also curious which Teo we're going to see in the ring. I definitely give Teo a chance. He's a powerful puncher. He's very explosive and dynamic when he can put his punches together. So if he's on point, you never know. We may see him get a stoppage with Shakur. Ow! Cat is biting me. All right, Cormier is interviewing Diego Lopez. I guess that's just rightfully so. He put on a great show. Okay, I'm trying to get my boxing stream back here. Please bear with me. All right, looks like we're at commercial break perhaps with the boxing. Not sure what's going on here.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Diego Lopez.
Is Volk doing his own weird little patty dance? That was so strange. All right, so Volk has his whole team in the cage now. Rightfully so. He earned it. Okay, we're waiting for the ring walks in Barclays Center. Welcome to this live stream. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. For those of you who joined us earlier, we did see the main card of UFC325, including the main event. Alex Volkanovski clearly won the unanimous decision victory over Diego Lopez in their rematch. And Benoit Saint-Denis defeated Dan Hooker in the co-main event. Let's see. Teixeira defeated Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, and I didn't. And the only other fight I caught very early on in the early prelims was a Japanese fellow named Nakamura had this great come from behind victory over his opponent. He was down 2 rounds for sure, and then managed to get the stoppage victory in the 3rd round. Pretty crazy. He got that victory with a knee on the inside as his opponent was coming forward. So yeah, up to that point he was losing quite handily. So all right, here we go. We got Shakur in the ring. Got some interesting ring attire on him. I don't understand why fighters like to wear leather or whatever, something super heavy in the ring. It doesn't really make much sense to me, but they think they're styling and profiling. So Shakur has Terrence Crawford in his corner. Michael Buffer's making the announcement here. Or he's about to. Still waiting for this. Not sure what the delay is. Oh, here we go. We got Teofimo coming out now. Oh, this is excruciating sometimes when they just drag out the boxing so long. All right. Who do you guys have in this main event? Shakur or Teo? The interesting thing about this UFC card, there's 0 women's fights on this. I don't know what's up with that, but guess they flew Josh Van all the way out there to Australia. Oh, right, and Mauricio Rufy defeated Rafael Fiziev. He stopped him. That was pretty dramatic as well. Oh my goodness, boxing. We're waiting for Teofimo to make his way to the ring. All right, guys, we are just waiting for them to bring Teofimo Lopez out to the ring. This is taking an excruciating amount of time. Oh. Showing some nice highlights here for the UFC card. If you guys missed some of those undercard fights, yeah, you definitely want to check them out, I think. Check out Benoit Saint-Denis. He looks really new and improved. Terrific conditioning, terrific game planning. If you're here still, please say hi so we know who's still with us. We are waiting for Teofimo to make his way to the ring. I'm wondering if he's just pulling some stunt here, keeping Shakur in the ring, trying to let him get cold. That is definitely a tactic if you're the second person to make their way to the ring. Oh, there's Teo now, waiting in the back. I don't know what the holdup is. I shouldn't blame Teo. It could be the production. But this is actually painful. I mean, honestly, there's no need for this to get dragged out. Oh, and a fan just handed Volk a beer. He took a gulp of that. Don't know how much electrolytes are in there. Oh my gosh, is this what we were waiting for? There's a bunch of the Jabberwockies are walking out with Teo, I guess. I don't know. I could live without this. This has nothing to do with boxing, not necessary. I mean, if you wanted to do this stuff, do it between the fights when there's all that dead time. But not while we're keeping Shakur waiting in the ring. That's ridiculous. I think this is what the delay was. They had to get the Jabberwockies all queued up. Oh, brother. Sorry, I just lost my stream. Alright, Teo's in the ring. The lighting is really bad. This is not a very good production, whoever's doing this. Wow. It's a DAZN promotion, but I don't know who they hired to do their production. See, this is one thing that the UFC definitely has over boxing, which is they do their own production in-house. So, as you guys know, Dana White controls everything, including, you know, what's going on the desk, the guys in the truck, as we say. Okay, finally Michael Buffer gets to make his announcement. I really wish they'd get Rick Reno off camera, because he's just not that... He's got a face made for radio, as they say. I guess Shakur had to get in first, because he's moving up in weight division, so they'll let Teo get in second. I don't know. Harvey Dock is the referee. He's the one that makes the weird eyes. It looked to me that was Gennady Golovkin standing behind him. I don't know, but maybe it was. Man, this just takes too long. Sorry, guys, I'm getting impatient. Michael with his famous catchphrase. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm a believer. That Rick Reno dude. I mean, there's a couple other guys who do fight commentary. One that covers MMA and another one that covers boxing. They both also got faces made for radio. Pretty scary. All right. I can't remember who coined that phrase. I stole it from somebody, so I can't take credit for it. I just stole it. That's all. All right, my stream is stalled here with the boxing. Sorry about that. I'll say this much though. Lopez is supremely confident, right? Now, does he have Artur Beterbiev in his corner as well? Alright guys, sorry guys, my stream is lagging. How are you doing, Matt? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We are watching Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Did you catch UFC 325? Volk is and still. He beat Diego Lopez pretty decisively, I thought. All right, Ellie. I don't see anything, but thank you so much. If you're gonna do that, you actually have to click the super thanks. I don't know why you guys like doing that with the money thing. I mean, if you want to send super thanks, that's cool. My goal is to raise $5 during this live stream, so if you want to contribute to that, every penny helps. You gotta go into the comments, scroll over to a super thanks, and you hit that. Or if you've purchased jewels, you can send those in this live stream. But yeah, otherwise just go down to comments, scroll over to the right. There should be an icon with a heart and a dollar sign. You could do it that way, I think. All right, here we go. Round 2, we got Shakur fighting southpaw and Teo fighting righty. Teo up to the body, right hand to the body, trying to come upstairs, didn't quite get it. All right, Scoots. Teo with the jab to the body. Shakur misses with his overhand left. Teo comes into the body but gets caught in a headlock. Teo's carrying his lead hand low, so doing a lot of up jabbing to the head. But looks like he's trying to go downstairs and then come upstairs. Oh, Shakur comes in with the 1-2, but then gets countered with Teo's hard left. Teo with a couple of up jabs to the head. I don't know that Shakur can just afford to stand back and try to counter Teo. Especially since he moved up in size. Teo with a nice little inside uppercut, and then he moves out of the way. Again, Teo fighting with his Lopez definitely the more active one thus far. Scoots, you're pretty funny though. I personally don't think you're gonna send me US $100, maybe 100 pesos or something. That's all good. I appreciate the thought. Teofimo looking kind of very New Yorker-ish and keeping his hands low, but he's certainly the more active fighter to this point. Shakur's grandfather's trying to keep, asking him to keep Teo Molina's. So Shakur's talking back to his grandfather, saying something about he's stronger, something, I don't know. Or saying I'm stronger than His grandfather said he's... Alright, I'm going to turn off the commentators, but... Alright, we are in... Hello, good to see you. We're watching Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Shakur with a nice long jab from outside. Thanks so much, Colton. We're watching Shakur versus Teo. Round 3 scheduled for 12. Teo's kind of rushing in straight behind that jab and then jab to the head or jab to the body. Shakur's landing some nice jabs from the outside to Teo's head, though. He's only landing single jabs, but he's landing nevertheless. Teo's going to need to come up with something here. Teo getting cute with his body shifting. But he's rushing in straight at Shakur behind his punches. Shakur with a straight left of the body. Teo's throwing an awful lot of up jabs here. Shakur's being successful just with a single jab. Teo misses with the left hook. Shakur doing a lot of lean back to get away from punches. And Teo's throwing an awful lot of up jabs that get parried by Shakur. Bruce Amber as his cut man. That's interesting, I guess. Shakur's all smiles in the corner. I guess he feels he's comfortably ahead. Right now we are watching Shakur Stevenson. Oh, interesting. We cut to the crowd. Lennox Lewis and Brian Norman. I don't recognize a lot of these people. Oh, I guess a lot of DAZN fighters are here. Is that Boots Ennis? It's funny, guys are wearing sunglasses inside at night, so. All right, here we go. Round 4, 12. Teo's throwing a lot of jabs at Shakur's gloves, so. I mean, Teo's being awfully cute. He does land a little right hand to the body there and then come upstairs. Another counter right for Teo. But he gets caught with a left uppercut from Shakur. Tails using sort of that half shell guard, but then he drops his lower hand sometimes. Shakur is able to make Tail miss simply by leaning back. Now is Tail going to get wise to that and be able to set him up for something? Ooh, and Shakur lands a nice hard little uppercut that stumbles Tail. Because Tail's constantly coming over to his right. He's bending over his waist. And again, like that, when Tail comes in for a jab to the body, Shakur's countering with the left uppercut. Oh, nice hard jab from Shakur. Another nice jab from Shakur. Oh, Shakur caught Tail with a nice short little left hand. I wish Tail would throw that jab a little straighter, a little harder. Nice 1-2 from Tail, but no follow-up. Nice 1-2 from Tail. Shakur responds with a nice long jab. Lopez with both hands low. Hello, Serendipity Organic. How are you doing? We're watching Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Thank you. Oh, nice 1-2 for Shakur. And Lopez starts showboating. Good. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well, Serendipity. Guys, if you're still here with us, say hi so we know who's here. And don't forget, you can always shoot a gift or jewels or a super thanks. Our goal is to raise $5 during this live stream. If I can do that today, then that means hit my goal for the month of January the month of January, and then I can get paid out the following month, which would be super cool. All right. I think Tail's dad telling him to jab his way in. All right, and the officials are hustling Tail's dad out of the... I like Tail's ring outfit. It's pretty sharp. All right, interesting. Tail's using kind of a modified cross guard at times too. Oh, nice work from Tail just in that moment there. Now, I think his dad was asking him to work more behind the jab. I'm not really sure. Okay, so for whatever reason, Tail just switched to southpaw. Now he switches back to righty. Lots of jabs from Tail, but he's got that lead hand low. And he's getting caught by Shakur. I mean, short little counters, but he's getting caught nonetheless. Looks like Tail's trying to be the counter here, but again, Tail switches to left for a moment and then switches back to righty. To me, it looks like Tail's trying to do the little razzle dazzle a little bit. Oh, Shakur's just beating him with basics like that single jab there. All right, this is the 5th round scheduled for 12. So thus far, Shakur Stevenson is comfortably ahead. Teofimo has his moments. He does show us what he's capable of doing, but he just hasn't been landing as effectively as Shakur. Again, now Teo drops both hands down to his thighs. Not a good look. You know that when his lead hand is down that low, he's only going to throw an up jab, and that's not a power jab. It's a great punch if you're going to follow up with the right hand right behind it. Right, Teo with a nice attempt of a right to the body. They clinch up. Final few seconds of the round. Teo still fighting with that lead hand low. I don't think that's helping him. Alright guys, I'm not sure where a lot of our usuals are for these for this live stream, but I don't know, maybe I didn't do a very good job of advertising it on my other videos. Alright, just lost my stream here for a sec, please bear with. Alright, what fights are you guys looking forward to down the road? What MMA fights, what boxing fights?
There you go. There you go. We can win this fight now. Hey, what round is this? What round? Let's win it. Come on, let's go.
Alright, little pep talk there from Teo's dad saying we're gonna win this fight now. Let's go. Then he asks what round it is. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Okay, we are in the 6th round, scheduled for 12. Shakur Stevenson moves up to challenge Teofimo Lopez in a new weight division. Oh, nice little check hook from Shakur. Now, Shakur's kind of using a back fist jab, but it's not an up jab. And that's actually more powerful than an up jab that Teo's using. All right, and Teo falls to the canvas as he comes in for a body shot, a straight right to Shakur's body, but that's not a knockdown. Again, Teo tries for jab to the head, right hand to the body, doesn't quite land. And he's really loading up on that right hand to the head. Thank you for the happy faces. Teo with a jab to the head, jab to the body. Nice combination. Then he tries to come in with a right to the body, but that's where Shakur is sitting and waiting for him. Thank you for the happy faces. Really appreciate it. If you're up to it, feel free to leave a jewel or a gift or a super chat. Teo trying to pick it up now a little bit in the 6th round, closing minute. I really don't like that lead hand low though from him. It's not really helping him. Little cut starting to open up on the left eyebrow corner. Teo's body language is he's always leaning over to his right, which makes him a little bit too predictable for Shakur. So what Shakur's doing is he's just barely moving out of range and then he's throwing a counter. All right, let's see if we can listen into the corner. We cut away to look at Turkey. I'm curious to know who he's sitting next to, because that guy just looks like a New York rich guy, not someone that's Turkey's friend. Anyways. Okay, I did not understand what Shakur's grandfather just said to him. Shakur with a parry counter. See, when Teo's constantly throwing an up jab, it's not that hard for Shakur to just parry it. The main reason to throw an up jab is to throw it as you're stepping in to pry open your opponent's head or, just to close the distance quickly. But I'm not sure what Teo's purpose in doing the up jab constantly. I don't know why he's doing that. And just then, as he's trying to do that, Shakur picks him off with a sharp jab between Teo's jabs. 7th round scheduled for 12. Quite frankly, this is not a very exciting fight, but Shakur doesn't need to be exciting to win. Right now, Teo's trying to be the counter puncher. I mean, as athletic as he is, I wish he would cut to his left, especially on a southpaw. By him always bending over to his right, he's putting himself right in the line of fire for Shakur's left uppercut. Teo with a double jab right to the body attempt that doesn't quite work. Okay, so now he's starting to punch and try to hammer fist Shakur's lead glove. Now Teo switches to southpaw, goes for jab to the body, still in southpaw, rotates around, jab to the chest. Shakur, and now he switches out, steps out and switches back to righty. Shakur's just staying right on top of him. Less than 30 seconds to go here in the 7th round. More up jabs from Teo, up jab and then jab to the body. Shakur is winning this fight just by throwing single jabs, which doesn't say much. Shakur with a counter right hand, counter left hand rather. And that's the bell. All right, we're headed into the final third of this fight. Shakur Stevenson, pretty much a shutout at this point. All right, excuse me for one moment, guys. All right, Teo's dad is encouraging him to use his jab. Here we go. 8th round, scheduled for 12. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Thus far, it's pretty much a shutout for Shakur. He's winning the fight by using his jab, a single jab at that. He just waits for Teo and in the right moment places a nice hard long jab. Teo tries with a 1-2. Teo with the semi-shell guard goes for a jab, jab, jab to the head, jab to the body, right hand to the body. It's been his pattern for most of this fight. Shakur is basically seeing everything. He just takes a small step back or leans back to get out of range and then throws a counter. Again, Teo misses with the right to the body. Shakur with a 1-2. And again, as Teo goes down to the body, Shakur throws a counter left uppercut. Oh, and right off the parry, Shakur gets his jab to land. You can see it's doing a little bit of damage to Teo's eye. Teo comes back with a nice 1-2 right there. I'm really surprised that Teo and his team didn't work on him leaning over to his left, especially versus the southpaw, to get his head out of the line of fire. Notice Shakur is able to land his nice long sharp jabs right there. Single jabs. He doesn't even have to double up on it. Shakur with a high double guard, and then he just waits to throw a counter on Teo. It's kind of weird. Shakur moved up, but he looks like the bigger man in the ring. Teo with a jab and 2 body shots. The problem is, for whatever reason, Teo's not using or doesn't have a power jab. Okay, Teo locks himself into southpaw position. Jab to the body, flurry to the body. Now he's back to righty as he moves to his left, and that's the round. Starts talking mess to Shakur as the round closes. See if we can listen in the corner. No, they're not letting us do that. Okay, the replay has shown a nice right, left body shot, series of body shots from Teo, but they didn't look to have any effect on Shakur. All right, swelling starting to form on the upper eyelid of Teofimo Lopez, upper left eyelid. Notice how Shakur is just basically picking off Teofimo with a counter jab as counter single jab. Parry by Shakur, see that? Teo comes in with a right to the body. Oh, so the Chris Mannix, I think, gave Lopez the last round. That's interesting. I guess for those two body shots. Nice parry by Shakur. Again, right there, that little left uppercut. Teo has his head bent over to the right, so that left uppercut's always there for Shakur. At this point, Lopez needs a knockout to win this fight. Again, Teo switches to left for an instant and now switches back to righty. Again, for whatever reason, Teo loves that half shovel guard up jab. I'm wondering if Teo did enough hard sparring for this camp. Only because his judge of range is not quite sharp, and I don't know that he could have gone through a whole camp with just that up jab. I would have thought that for sparring would have forced him to use his like power jab, stinging jab, etc., not just the up jab. I also thought that, or think that if he'd been in a lot more hard sparring with tough southpaws, they would have forced him to start slipping to his left. You guys who tune in for my live streams in the boxing workouts know that I try to work that slip bag like every single workout. And I try to slip to both sides and move to both sides because you got to just put that in your body so it becomes habit. You can't just tell yourself, oh, I'm going to do that when it really matters. No, you got to actually force yourself to do it when it doesn't matter in practice. All right, which UFC fights are you guys looking forward to? All right, I'm not really sure again what Teofimo's dad was trying to tell him, but trying to rev him up, saying, let's go.
You know what he means by that, right? He said this was going to be an easy night for him. An easy night. He sure is making it easy. He's scoring too.
All right, Shakur is still parrying, just catching Teo's jab. This is the 10th round, scheduled for 12. Teo still sticking with that up jab. And he switches to a double jab. Still got that lead hand low, does Teofimo Lopez. Now Lopez trying to pick away with more jabs, but right there, Shakur snaps Teo's head back with a jab. Teo trying to work for those body shots again. Shakur's just got up his high double guard. He avoids Teo's punch and comes back really fast with his own jab. Sometimes I wonder if people like Teo, if he's too athletic for his own good, because he can rely so much on his athleticism that, maybe he just doesn't drill basics enough or something. Again, Shakur catches him hard with a nice snap jab. Teo goes in for a double, or maybe a high C. I don't know. Here we have Shakur Stevenson very handily winning this fight versus Teofimo Lopez. Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Teo's starting to cut. He's got a cut over his left eye now, starting to bleed down the left side of his face. Not good optics. Less than half a minute to go here in the 10th round, scheduled for 12. Teo still sticking with that up jab from both hands dropped low. Oh, and he just got caught with a hard jab coming in. The whole left side of his face covered in blood now. Not like we're scoring damage, but that gives us a clue as to what's being landed here. That's Shakur's Shakur's right jab landing on the left side of Teo's face.
Yeah, you should. But yo, damn rhythm, give me the swag of your head movement, okay? It's gonna please you. But keep the fucking jab on it, alright? Stop bringing that fucking hook, alright?
Shakur's grandfather saying keep the jab on him, bring the hook.
We'll have 1, 2, 2. Alright? 1, 2. That's our bread and butter.
Beating Teofimo to the punch the entire night. And this is what I mean by not recalling his punches. Just from point A to point G.
Wow, even as the bell rings for the 11th round, there's already blood trickling down the left side of Teo's face. So they sort of close the cut, but not really. Teo's trying to double, triple up on that jab. Sorry, I lost my stream here. Or not lost it, but I mean it's buffering. Buffering. Teo trying to move around, still using that up jab. Trying to drop in a right hand flurry to the body, right, left, right, left. I really think having his lead hand low was a mistake here. Shakur's just staying right on top of Teo. Double guard. Teo's dancing around now a little more. Teo with a 2 or 3, trying to triple up on those body shots. Shakur's grandfather was asking him to lead with the jab and then throw in the left hook behind it. He just nailed Teo with a couple hard jabs right there. That's the 11th round. Wow, we got one to go. Teofimo Lopez needs a knockout if he wants to win this fight. I don't think he's going to get it. He's not. This is pretty much a clean sweep win for Shakur. Shakur smiling on the stool.
Let's be smart with it. Keep everything tight. If we running off that jab, if you get that 1-2 in there, we might end it with them. You hear me?
Shakur's grandfather telling him keeping everything tight. Keep working the jab. If he sees the 1-2, go ahead and throw it. Oh, wow, that huge cut across Teo's left eyelid.
We are witnessing a boxing masterclass at the highest of levels as Shakur Stevenson attempting to win a championship in a fourth.
Right, Teo trying for the double jab right. Still got that lead hand low though. So I'm guessing he went through his whole entire camp throwing that up jab and nothing else. Just inching up on Teo. He's parrying Teo's up jab, and then he throws his long, sharp jab in between Teo's punches. Right, Teo trying to go upstairs, downstairs, upstairs again, but his punches just aren't having an effect on Shakur. Teo jab right to the body. Perfect time for Shakur to counter him. Right, and Teo completely misses with the right hand to the body there and has to just step right back out. Shakur with a nice sharp jab to Teo's head snaps Teo's head back. Shakur misses with his right hook, but connects right there with that long sharp jab. Here we go. Remaining here. Teofimo Lopez needs a knockout. I think this is pretty much a clean sweep for Shakur Stevenson. Congratulations to Shakur for making a successful debut at a higher weight. Less than a minute to go here. Teo, the high double. Throws a lead right hand. Half a minute to go here. Shakur doesn't really need to do anything except not lose. Again, Teo misses with his up jab, overhand right. Shakur counters with a single jab. And then with a double jab. And again, Shakur counters Teo's way in, and that's it. Teo tries to gesture to the crowd, but Shakur's already right up on the ring. Teo doesn't even bother jumping up. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. We're going on 3 hours. If you would like to leave a gift or a jewel, please do that in the next couple minutes because I'm going to close this out. I don't think we really need to wait. Or we don't need to wait to hear the results of the fight. I think it's pretty clear that Shakur won this Unanimous decision. He didn't get a knockout, but I mean, that's okay. I'm also a little disappointed in Teo's performance. I mean, there are just some clear holes in his game that I think was a result of just not training properly for this fight. I don't know. There are just some obvious things when you're facing a southpaw that you should drill. Yeah, Teo is done. Move 3756 says they're not surprised. Just like Nate Diaz, right? You're not surprised? What's Crawford doing? Is he doing is he doing the Fortnite dance or something stupid? Alright, now we're cutting over to more promo for Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Oh, Teofimo's dad gives the worst advice. I couldn't really follow it. I didn't understand the part where he said we're gonna win this round or something, or we're gonna stop him this round. I don't know. I wonder who Shakur's talking to outside the ring there. Oh, Ryan has a very decent chance of winning versus Barrios. Alright, Shakur's got his daughter with him in the ring. I mean, I think this is going to be pretty clean sweep for Shakur.
And all three judges have the same score, 119 to 109.
119 to 109. Yeah, so they gave Teo one round.
No! Ring Magazine WBO,
So he wins the Ring Magazine and the WBO.
champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, Shakur won. They gave him 11 rounds out of 12. They gave Teo one round. Alright guys, it's going on 3 hours, so thank you so much. We got about 60 seconds to drop a jewel or a super thanks if you care to. Every penny counts, so like I said, my goal is to try to raise $5 on this live. Didn't quite make it, but you can always just go to any video anywhere and leave a super thanks for any amount. I think it starts at $1.99. Maybe just scroll over to maybe one of my fights that you like and leave a super thanks there. Be awesome if when I wake up tomorrow, February 1st, if we hit our goal for January and actually cross the boundary, so the lovely YouTube will pay me out. It's like you have to hit a threshold for them to pay you for that amount of time, whatever it is, a month. So I'm $5 away from hitting my goal for January. So really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. And we will see you the next time. Be sure to hit the sub, be sure to hit the bell. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you so much, Adam, for the 6-7. Thank you, Frankland7, for the $4.99. You guys are awesome. We did it, you guys. We hit our goal for the month. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Frank, Adam, thank you so much for helping out. Let's hope YouTube takes care of me the right way, like they say they're going to. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best.
They're gonna say I got the best jab in boxing after this fight. Because I seen where he was weak at and I capitalized off of it.
After the second round, I think your grandfather,
I don't know that Shakur is saying that he thought Teo was weak. I don't know that someone said he's weak. He just picked a really bad game plan. Like, this constant up jab is not something you can do against a guy that's got height on you and also got a very effective jab. You have to use your straight power jab, and then you have to have a variety of jabs. You can mix in your up jab, but you can't just use one type of jab the whole night. That makes no sense.
why was this fight so emotional?
Like I said, I had to follow in Bo Crawford footsteps. He went out there and dominated against Canelo, and he moved up in weight, so he inspired me, and I knew I had to do it.
Shakur saying he had to follow in Crawford's footsteps, but that doesn't quite fit because Crawford moved all the way up to. He jumped up 2 weight divisions. Really, he jumped over 154. He had one fight at 154, jumped past 160, went up to 168. So. Oh, now he's calling out Conor Ben. Oh, Conor Ben just climbed his way into the ring. Conor is saying you can't punch. Now they're both calling for Turkey to make the fight. I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to see that? Thank you so much, guys. We just went over 3 hours. I think I've hit my $5 goal for this live stream. So thank you so much, Frank, Adam, and who else was it that left? Somebody else left a 100 earlier on. I'll do a quick screen capture so I remember. And thank you so much for attending, everybody. Oh, lots of yelling between Conor Ben and Shakur Stevenson. Oh yes, Sanya P sent me a 100. So thank you guys for the 100, for the 6-7, and for the $5 super thanks. You guys are the best. Please sub, please hit the bell, please consider joining our channel as a member. You get early access to a ton of content. All right, I will see you guys the next time. Have a lovely, lovely Sunday.